YouTube, what's happening? It is Saturday, May 24th, and we have 5 videos to make today. There's a lot of sports. So we're focusing on baseball first because it is the biggest slate. There are 16 games. Usually takes the longest too, so knock out the hardest one first. Makes it easy on me. So we're going to cover baseball. We're going to look through these games. We're going to see if we can find some value like we always do. If you want the plays typed out or access to the spreadsheet, go check out the HQ. So we need to jump over to the weather right now and just go ahead and hit a refresh, make sure everything's fresh. We're going to fly today through these videos. I'm telling you right now. So see if anything stands out because Boston's doing a doubleheader today. We know this. Wind, not much of an issue. Rain issue. Anything below 30 is not really an issue. So nothing in Minnesota today. St. Louis has really nothing. Pittsburgh, wind out at 11. Might be something. Washington, 12 miles an hour. Nothing for Cincinnati. Atlanta, Houston's in the dome. Chicago, nothing there. There's some rain. Colorado might have some rain issues, so we need to watch out for that one. Boston, nothing again. Tampa, maybe. Maybe. It could always rain here. I'll tell you that right now. 3 o'clock, it might rain. So nothing for the Mets, nothing for the Tigres, nothing for the A's have a lot of wind going straight out nicely. And then the Angels. So rain is not an issue there. So we don't have to worry about it. So let's go ahead and go back to my schedule. And we got 16 games. Let's stop wasting time. Jump to the first one right now. All right, first one is the doubleheader with Baltimore and Boston. If you're new here, I don't play doubleheaders. Why? Too much weird stuff happens. You have delays, you have bullpen issues, you have tiredness where people get they might bat twice, get pinch hit for, weird things happen. So I just leave them alone completely. It works out better in the long run for me, but I will show you the sheet for this one because I know you want to be able to see it. There is a sheet. I'm not going to show you all the outlier stuff because there's no need. I'm not going through that. So here's the sheet. This is going to cover both Boston games, Baltimore games. I'm not playing it. This is a pass. Let's move on to another game. All right, next up we got KC and Minnesota, the actual game we're going to play. We see it's Minnesota 122 with an 8 total. Look over here at the spreadsheet. We see our numbers and see that Minnesota's doing pretty good with the bats. KC's kind of struggling. Minnesota still 8-2 last 10. Good stuff. Let's look over at the who is pitching. Zebby versus Waka Waka's going out there. So Zebby walks is good. Zebby strikeouts is good, actually, which Minnesota is 20th in strikeouts. That could be a thing. Zebby hits allowed against Minnesota. Minnesota's 9th in hits. So we have a couple options we could take here. 9th in hits, strikeouts against Minnesota, and then Zebby walks, which means Minnesota's 18th in walks. We don't want that one. So probably the hits would be the best option here for us. So let's go look at those a little bit closer, shall we? So we want to look at the hits. This is the number one thing we would take. Walk-up earned runs under could be a thing too because Minnesota is 11th in runs. I don't know about that. Let's take a look. We'll look at that one too. So, all right. Zebby hits allowed. He's averaging 5-6 last 10, 4-8. This is his second game of the season. You see he's only pitched 4 games. This is all he only pitched 1 game. These 4 from last season. This is the 1 game. He had 5 hits against Milwaukee, and including that, he gave up 4 runs. So good job, buddy. History-wise, I'm only showing histories today. We're not going left, right, because they're all the same. You want to see it? Outliers free for a week. Go check it out. So we're going to look at Zebby versus KC. Here's your Zebby stats, and we're going to go Minnesota, Waka versus Minnesota, and you can see their stats. Nothing's really standing out for either one of those. So not liking that. Waka looks better overall. I think I'm going to go for this Minnesota versus play. I think I like that. So we're going to go Zebby over, which is going to be this one. We're going to go Zebby over hits. Yeah, Zebby over 4.5 hits next. All right, next up we got Arizona and St. Louis. We took St. Louis plus 1.5 yesterday. It worked out nicely. One of the few plays that hit. It was a rough day yesterday. So I know I didn't cover the recap because I'm moving quick, but yeah, you know this. If you watch, you saw how yesterday went for everyone. It wasn't just me. The players didn't do their jobs. That's what it was. No, the bettors, we did our jobs. We put our bets in. We watched. Come on now. St. Louis 115 with an 8 total. Let's look over the sheet. Both offenses really good. First thing I'm thinking about is potential over. We're looking at a potential Arizona. St. Louis is they're about the same. So let's see who is pitching today in this one. It ain't Zebby and Waka. It is Liberatore versus Metal Kelly. So we got a bunch of mid. Nothing here worth taking on a prop, but we will look at their history, their earned runs, just so we can kind of see what they've been getting up. Ooh, Liberatore's been good. Damn. All right. That just ruined my over plans. And Metal Kelly's been good. Damn. All right, let's look at the histories. Liberatore versus Arizona, nothing. St. Louis, Kelly versus St. Louis. Contreras has a 600 with a hit with a 1.8. That's pretty good. In 10 at bats, so 6 for 10. 5 for, was that 4 for 9 for Donovan with 1.2. The rest of it, nothing standing out. I was thinking I was leaning over, but now I don't want to. I don't. No, no. This is too close. The only thing I would lead here would be the over. Both pitchers are good. Too good to. It's too hard to tell this one. Pass. Next. Moving on. San Fran and Washington. Currently, San Fran 135, 8.5. We took 2 props in this one yesterday. We took who was it? It was Roop over 4.5 hits and Gore over strikeouts. Both of them hits. But the main line didn't, because we put Washington in that parlay, and that parlay got beat up yesterday. So I even joked. I said, watch Atlanta lose. Atlanta lost. And watch the Yankees. The Yankees lost to the Colorado Rockies. Whoever knew something, they knew, man, they need to play the lottery. They know stuff. So, all right, there we go. You see the numbers and everything. There's nothing really standing out. It's pretty much the same. There's no advantages here. To the pitching, who do we have? Goodbye, Victoria. We have in the pitching, today is going to be a Kyle Harrison versus Jake Irvin day. Nothing for Jake stands out, maybe under strikeouts. Kyle Harrison hits allowed against Washington, who was a 14th in hits. Earned runs, huh? 4 out of 5. Washington is 8th in runs in the last 10 games. They've been doing good. They were getting 4.9, so that might be a play for us. Kyle Harrison, what the hell? That is a lot of earned runs. Why is your number set at 1.5? Are you supposed to shut Washington down? I'll be the judge of that. You're averaging 3.4. Let's see. Jake Irvin versus San Fran. Let's look at this one first. There you go. And then Washington, Harrison versus Washington. They have success. No. Play. Harrison, 1.5 earned runs over. Next. Moving on, Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. They actually got run support yesterday. 4-4 at one point. I was like, what the hell? They can't score runs, and finally they figured out what they were doing. So whatever, it happens. Pittsburgh 112 with an 8.5 total. Let's look at this. We see both teams still low. Their on base got better. The runs got better. Triples got better. It's still not the best teams, to be honest. The offense is still pretty garbage. So pitching, what do we have? It is Mitch Keller versus Quinn Priester. Priester walks over 2.5 is hit 4 out of 5 times. Keller strikeouts is hit 4 out of 5. Keller strikeouts. Milwaukee is 25th in strikeouts. Hello. Yes, let's talk about that one, shall we? And he's doing decently. He's averaging 5.6. He needs 5. Milwaukee is currently sitting at 25 strikeouts. Over 1 per inning is their average currently. That's looking good. Let's look at the props. Let's look at the history. Keller versus... Damn, they are successful against him. Is he going to make it enough to get that many strikeouts? Damn, that is look at the numbers. 313 with 2 home runs and 16 at-bats for Contreras. 250, 375, 467, 33, 500, 364, 500. Trio, you're 0-2. What are you doing? Sal, 3. Yep, man. Priester versus Pitt. Nothing much there. So we have a team that Milwaukee hits really good against this dude, but this dude's doing really good with the strikeouts recently. Like 8, he struck out 8 Mets. That's impressive. Now this is, if we look at 2024, he's about the same. Earned run wise, how you doing? This is the worst you've been. Okay, nice to know, because you're 4-3-2-1. That's not bad. I think I might still take the strikeouts. Milwaukee is that bad. Milwaukee be struggling a little bit. They're only getting 4 runs a game, and they're striking out 9.4. I'm going with it. We're going for Keller. If he doesn't hit, he doesn't hit. Look, I'm gonna follow the numbers. Over 4.5 Ks. Keller 4.5 strikeouts. Next. We're moving on. Cubs and Reds are up next, and currently, where are they at? There they are. Cubs, amazing game last night. Cubs and Reds took a big lead. Cubs came back, and then it was massive lead there. So 9.5 is our total. Spreadsheet. We see Cubs have taken over the number 1 spot for the Dodgers when it comes to batting. 300 as a team, 7.3 runs, 8-2. Look at the streak. Look at the numbers. Yeah. Let's look who's pitching today. Who's the victim that the Cubs get to face today? In this one, it's this game right here. And it's going to be Andrew Abbott. Good luck, good sir. You might need it. Colin Ray walks over. Look at all the red. Colin Ray under strikeouts. Abbott under earned runs. Ray under earned runs of all looking good. So let's just grab a couple of these dudes here and just take a look. Looks like earned runs closer. Last 5, Colin Ray. All this season, averaging 1.8 earned runs. Not bad. What about Abbott earned runs? Like this season? Shit, dude's been lights out, hasn't he? That's impressive. That's impressive. It's still 2.5, and it's minus. They know what's going to happen today. They know. What's his history against the Cubs? Not much there. Nothing really there. So Cincy, Ray versus the Reds. The Reds tee off on this man. Oh, good to know. Good to know. The Reds offense is good too. They're 10th in hits. We focused on the cut, but look at the Reds. Somehow they're just straining dudes on base. They're not scoring much, but the averages are good. The slugging, the OPS, everything else is good except the runs and the RBIs. So I imagine left on base is a high number for Cincinnati. So ooh, that's a lot of data right there, dude. Okay. Um, we have two pitchers that are really good in the last 5 games. We have one that has a really bad history. We have two offenses that are really good. We have a very super high scoring game yesterday when typically when you go the other way. It's what people think. So I think the smart thing to do is there's just too much. We got two good pitchers and two good offenses, just like it was in St. Louis, Arizona. Pass. Too much stuff. Next. And we're not going to force plays today. We're going to take the plays as they come to us. You'll see the ones that pop up like, oh, yeah, that one. There was nothing there for us. If you find something, by all means, play. That's why I do this, so you get all the information you need. So next up, we got Seattle and Houston, which is right here. We got 108 for Houston. 7.5 is our total. Seattle, Houston, you can see the numbers there. They're about the same. Everything is bottom 20 for both teams. Batting average, both teams are tied at 19th. It runs at 3.7. Hits, everything is just nothing standing out. The only thing that stands out is Houston is first in strikeouts in the last 10, which is they're only getting 6.6. And Seattle is doing what Seattle does best, striking out a lot, 10.4 strikeouts. If Houston has a strikeout pitcher, that's who we're taking probably. So let's look at the props. Who is pitching today in this one? For the Houston game is going to be right there. And it is Brian Wu is going up against Framber Valdez. Wu strikeouts looks good, but that's against Houston. Houston, I just told you they're number one. We're not touching that. Valdez, how are you at strikeouts? 6.5. Tempted. Seattle striking out a ton. He's faced them a ton too, so he should know how. Only problem is the more a batter faces a pitcher, the more advantage it is for the batter. It's just what it is. So just common sense. So, strikeouts. He has 7.78 in his last 3 games, which is pretty good. Let's look at the history. You versus Seattle. What strikeout rates are kind of low, if I'm being honest. These are low numbers. We got a 16, a 20, a 24, 14, 8, 14, 7, a 66. That's 2 for 3. 11, 40, 20. Those are low strikeout numbers. I don't like that. Not for a strikeout prop. I want high numbers. I want 40, 50. But then you see the average is 429 for Randy, 292, 348 for Tavares. That is not good. Wu versus Houston. Wu's been pretty good against Houston. There's nothing that really stands out there. So we are going to pass on that strikeout prop. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That looks like a trap. That's a trap. So we're going to avoid that trap. We can't take Wu strikeouts because that would be ridiculous. So there's nothing else to take in here because if you look at the spreadsheet again, nothing stands out. So this is a pass. Next up, San Diego and Atlanta. Atlanta blew the parlay. I mean, it was already blown by Washington, but they lost 2. So San Diego had a 7-game losing streak, broken. Thanks a lot, Braves. But it was still awesome to watch Acuna hit the first pitch he saw 1,000 feet. That was cool. No matter who you're a fan of, even if you're a Padres fan, you got a bit. That was kind of cool. So because he's like, oh, he's back. Oh, he back. Okay. He ain't big back. He just back. Oh, man. 112 for Atlanta with an 8.5 total. Let's look at the spreadsheet. San Diego's still terrible. They're bottom 3 in every offensive category you can think of, except for triples and strikeouts. And then some are in the 22s range, but they're still not good. Your runs are 28. Their hits are 27. Your average is 27. Your RBIs is 29. Braves they're 8th in runs, 2nd in average, 280. Behind the 300 we just saw for the Cubs. 9.7 hits per game, 7th in RBI. So yeah, the Braves offense is doing good, but they're on a 3-game losing streak. So who's pitching today? Let's see. Can't get much better than Chris Sale, can it? I don't think it can. So what do we got? Oh, it's Grant Holmes. Eastbound Downs going out there. All right. Michael King strikeouts against Atlanta. Atlanta's 13th in strikeouts. King is 4 for 5 and 7 for 10. I don't love that. That's unless he's crushing his line, I don't love that. Grant Holmes walks, strikeouts. We took an under here. King walks over has been 2.5, but it's like under is what we would want to take here. He has not given up 3 walks, and Atlanta's 12th in walks. That could be a play. Now I have to go under, which would be hella juicy. Like hella juicy. We don't want to do that. So let's just look at some stuff. All right, King. There's your strikeouts. Last 10. last 5. Here we go. He's averaging 6.6 strikeouts, and that was against Tampa, San Fran, Yankees, Angels, and Seattle. You only struck out 8 against Seattle. You could have struck out more. So I don't know if you're going to strike out 6 Bravos. The Bravos are striking out 7.8 in the last 10. They strike out a little bit more on the season. They're just doing better right now. They have more vision. So what's your history? Are you going to be in the game long? Grant Holmes versus San Diego. Not much data. Atlanta versus King. Again, not much data. Strikeouts. 0, 0, 0. I don't like that. Don't like that. This is not typically. I would just you look at the stats like, oh yeah, Atlanta. But you see, Atlanta's on a streak. They're starting around. Once you hit 3, 1 to 2 makes sense, but 3 is a habit. You're forming a habit now of losing, and that ain't good. Especially when your bats are doing well to the point where like either the bats or the pitching are just doing bad in the game. Yesterday it was the bats, but the numbers are still high. The pitching did great, but they lost 2-1, I think it was. So no, this is just to be honest, this ain't a good series. So San Diego already got a win. We're going to leave this one alone. We're going to pass next. I'm moving on Texas and the White Sox. And guess what? The White Sox won yesterday. Not only did the Padres get a win over the Braves and break their streak, the Rockies got a win over the Yankees and broke their streak. The White Sox got a win over the Rangers and broke their streak. It ain't me. It ain't the other people to put bets in. It ain't you. It wasn't your bets. It wasn't my bets. It was the players. What are you doing? Like, do you not take your job seriously? Oh, hilarious. 175 Texas 8. There we go. So let's look over at the spreadsheet. We see they're both not good. Texas is not a good team right now. 24th in runs, 29th in batting average, 29th in hits. There's only 30 teams. Look at the White Sox logos. They're better in certain categories now, but not by much. But they're better to the point where they can stay in the game, clearly, because they won yesterday. That's why we left this game alone yesterday. And it was, Texas is on a 5-game losing streak. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. So we're not touching that game unless there's a prop that just screams at us, because this is a weekend we're leaving some of these series alone until, let's get to Monday. Let's get past the holiday and let's focus on, another group of games. Because this series is, if you want to take a break and not bet for a day, hey, I don't hate you for it. So, I mean, it might be the move. It could be the move. Let's see. Where the hell's Texas? Rangers. Right. Way up here. Okay. There you are. Jack Leiter versus Jonathan Cannon. First thing you see is Leiter runs over 1.5 against the White Sox, who are 26 in runs. No. Cannon walks, nothing. Let's see. Leiter strikeouts. He is not a strikeout dude. And Chicago's not a strikeout team. They're 14th in strikeouts. We might have an underplay. An under strikeout play. What? Oh, we might have an under strikeout play. Oh my God. Have you faced the White Sox? Yes, you have. You had 4. Not given it was in August, but hey, whatever. I think we have a play. People are just seeing the name White Sox. They're not looking at the data, and they see Cannon versus Texas. There you go. Simeon has a home run, 667. Everybody else has zeros. That ain't good. Chicago, Jack Leiter, 0, 0, 0, 1 for 2, 1 for 2. No strikeouts. You see that? Yeah, we found a play. We're going Jack Leiter under 5.5 strikeouts. You see his last 10 games. He's averaging 3.9. His last 5, he's averaging even worse, 3.4. And in the spreadsheet, you see Chicago only 7.9. For all their faults, they're at least being disciplined enough not to strike out a ton. So, and that's the whole season. They don't strike out that much. So they're kind of middle, which is what you want to see. So we're going to take this prop. We're going to go Jackie Boy under 5.5 Ks next. All right, let's do it. Yankees, Rockies. I mean, Yankees fans, how are you feeling? I mean, it just wasn't good, was it? No. And I would say Rockies fans, but there's one of you, I think. There's just not many of you. 325 New York. This is why you don't mess with them 300 money lines. I'm telling you, this is why you don't do it. Weird shit happens. This is a sport where the best team loses 60 games a year. Think about it. If you go 3 for 10 from the plate, you're considered an all-star. That does no. You see the numbers? They're Yankees kind of mid right now with the bats. The Rockies are getting a little bit better. They're 2-8. Watch out. No, nothing to watch out for. Nothing. All right, pitchers, what we got? Who's going out there for this one? Let's see. Freeland hits allowed against the Yankees, who are 20th in hits. Max Fried Chicken is going out there. Walks. Rockies are 18th in walks. Freeland strikeouts over 3.5 against the Yankees, who are 19th in strikeouts. Man, none of these are good. Fried under 5.5 hits allowed is 0. Might take this one. So he has not allowed 6 hits in the last 5 starts at least. Yes, he has been quite good. Colorado's 20th in hits. As you see, the numbers as they lay. And I like this one here. Let's look at the last 5. He's averaging 3.6 hits allowed. And he faced Toronto, Tampa, San Diego, Seattle, Mets. Way better offenses than the Rockies. Just, that's what it is. Yeah, that might be the play. What's his history? Freeland versus Yankees is Bellinger has 310 with a home run of 8.5. Grisham has 3 home runs and 26 at bats, but he's only batting 231. That ain't good either. Goldie has 2 home runs and 26 at bats, and Judge is only batting 205 at bats. He's 1 for 5. And then Rockies, Freed versus this. What do we have? We have Farmer, 3 for 8. Nothing. No home runs, 1 RBI. Nothing's really standing out here. I think I'm going to take this. I'm going to take Max under 5.5 hits allowed. Next up, we got Toronto and Tampa. And where's that? I just synced it. I have to skip it. There it is. Look at this. In game 2, they have no lines. Good stuff. Let's see. Tampa 115 with a 9.5. Let's look at the and a lot of yellow. That's a lot of yellow. They're almost equal on a lot of these things. So, but it still leans Toronto. But Tampa's on a 3-game win streak. I told you I wanted to see how Toronto does the first game there. Yep, I took them +1.5. They lost by 2. You bums. Let's go over who's pitching today because nothing stands out so far. Let's see. Rays. They're the Rays. Found them. They're down here. Got them. Barrio Cheerios going out there against Shane Baz. Baz walks 4 out of 5. Baz earned runs over 2.5, 4 out of 5. Those 2 were good. So we want Toronto runs. They're 10th in runs. Baz over runs could be a play. Let's see what else we got. We have any unders. Barrio's under. Tampa is 12th, and so no. Tampa's 12th in runs, so we don't want to touch on runs for him, though. So let's look. Yeah, I think I like over 2.5 against a team that's 10th in runs and 10th in RBIs. Yeah, I think this offense can score 3 runs. I would think they can score. Now, Shane Baz has the potential to be just a rock star when he wants to be, but lately he has been not. So let's look at this. Baz versus Toronto, his story, and we see 0-0, 500, 167, 200, 400. Vladdy's 4 for 10. We have a home run from Bo. We have a home run from Varsho, but that's it. Let's see, Tampa, Barrios versus Tampa. Aranda has 3 home runs and 10 at bats with a 500 average. Damn, dude. That might, with a 1.9 OPS, that might just be worth taking a batter prop. Then you got Yandy over here is a 353 with a home run. Not bad. They do pretty good on him. So, all right. What's the over-under? 9.5. The wind's blowing out, right? No, it's supposed to rain. This is the one game like there actually might be rain because it's Tampa. And if you know anything about Tampa, it rains about 3 o'clock on the dot around here usually. So when it gets hot. So yeah, I think both could be good plays. I think. Yeah, this is the first one that's like kind of tripping me up. Like I want to take this, like, but I'm kind of leaning the over now too because that gives me. It was low scoring last game. We see Baz struggles. We see the history that Tampa's had against Barrios, which is always nice. I think I'm going over. Yeah, we'll stop overthinking it. Over 9.5, and it's 9.5 for a reason because they know something. So over 9.5 next. Next up is Cleveland and Detroit, and currently we have Detroit 145. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me. Well, I got fooled twice. Well, I'm not getting fooled a third time. Not again. I've taken Detroit twice now. They have let me down. So let's look at the spreadsheet. Let's see. Yeah, both teams are just, yeah, see, L2. That's me right there, L2. Both teams, nothing stands out. This is what you consider mid and just below average. Nothing I want to touch. So, pitching, we have LL Cool J Ortiz going out there with his strikeouts. The only prop we have in this game, period. 4.5 strikeouts against Detroit, who was 23rd in strikeouts. Detroit's struggling. He might get those strikeouts. He might get it. That might be something. So let's take a look at this. Who is he pitching against? That might be. We might need to find that out. To the schedule we go. And over here, it is Casey Mize. Why doesn't Casey have some props? Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Come on, books. Strikeouts. Look at this dude. This dude has turned into a strikeout machine. He wasn't striking out like this last season. I don't think he was. No, 5 and 6 was his highest. This season, he's up to 9, 8. Yeah, do figure something out. Last 10. In the last 5, he's averaging 6.6. The number's 4.5. He needs 5 against Detroit, who's averaging 8.8, which is effectively 1 per inning. That might be the move. It is Casey Mize. All right, cool. Mize versus Cleveland. Mize. Jose has 2 at-bats and 2 home runs. with 3 RBIs. All right, Jose Ramirez. But Santana is like 1 for 18. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Detroit. LL versus Detroit. Here we go. We got 50-50, 16-25. Not much at bats here. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna trust LL against Detroit. We're gonna go LL Ortiz over 4.5. 4.5 Ks. We're gonna trust that because we're gonna fade Detroit's batting because they are not doing well. They're trending down, obviously. So, and their strikeouts are not the best. So let's see if we can take advantage of that next. Moving on, we got Doyas and Mets. Obviously, the nation focuses on this game this weekend. Currently, we have Mets 110. It's a pick 'em with an 8.5. Let's look at our spreadsheet and we see Mets are not good. Mets are the worst team in the league at offense, at 30th in runs, 30th in batting average, 30th in hits, 29th in RBIs. Mets, what the hell's happening? You are struggling. And yet the Dodgers they're falling down too because they're no longer first. They're 3rd in runs, 8th in average, 7th in hits. They're still better, but both teams are downward trending. That's funny to say with the Dodgers because they were number 1 in like most of these categories like 3 days ago, but now they're not. So funny how sports works. Let's see, Mets. There we go. David Peterson going up against Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin, didn't you get like worked last game? I believe you did. Yes, you did. It was 4 earned runs. That's not that bad. Was it hits? 4 hits, 4 earned runs. That ain't terrible. Nothing standing out. Well, Peterson runs. Look at that number. 0. How many runs are the Dodgers scoring? 6.3. Yeah, they're 3rd. No, we're not taking Peterson under earned runs. If it was like a mid-range team, maybe, but not the Dodgers. Sorry. No. Let's look at the histories. What do we have? Peterson versus Doya's history, and they do well. 667, 600, 667, 500, 333, 500, 500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home runs. Freeman has 2 home runs and 18 at bats. Yeah, they do well against Peterson. We're not touching that. Gonsolin versus Mets. That's a lot of red. Damn. Not much there. Marte is 0 for 7. Okay, Nemo's 1 for 5. Nothing stands out, literally. Nothing. Soto is the best one at 273 and 11 at bats, but they're not good. So Gonsolin, not good. Not great. Gonsolin, we'll say Gonsolin average. Peterson, not good against Dodgers. Dodgers better overall. Dodgers 3-game winning streak. Dodgers money line. 104. Yeah, Dodgers money line. Next. Moving on, Philly and the A's. Currently, Philly 165, 9.5 ago. The sheet we can see. Look who has a 10-game losing streak. That ain't good. That ain't good, guys. What? Look at the difference. My goodness, look at the difference. See, it makes sense. This is Philly all day. Philly is, yet they're only 165, which makes you go, makes me question why that's so. See, New York is 2-3-25 against the Rockies, yet Philly, who has an 8-game streak, 9-1 last 10 against 0-10 last 10 A's, is only $1.65. Doesn't add up. That math ain't mathing. Something sus. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. I need some Phillies and A's. There we go. We got Christopher Sanchez going against Jeffrey Springs. Now, Springs had a good game last time. I get that, yeah, but they still lost. So Sanchez walks over. A's are 5th in walks. That could be a play. They're 3.9 walks per game in the last 10. That's 5th. That could be something. Earned runs, 4 out of 5 for Sanchez. A's, not good at runs. It'd have to be earned walks. It'd have to be walks for sure. Anything else? Sanchez hits over. A's are 27th in hits. That could be a move too. Hold up. I'm liking these under hit props we're finding. Yeah, dude's averaging 4.6 in his last 10, and only 2 were against the Dodgers and St. Louis. Everything else, he is just solid. Last 5, he's averaging 3.8. Hits allowed 5.5 against the A's, who are currently struggling. It hits at 6.9 per game. He's supposed to get 6. Yeah, I don't see it happen. I can see this. That's a good prop. That's a damn good prop right there. Let's see. Let's look at the numbers. Jeffrey against Philly. There's your stats. Nothing there. A's. Sanchez. Nothing. That's great for Sanchez. So, yeah, we're going to take Sanchez under 5.5 hits allowed. That's just too good. So, Sanchez, CHEZ, under 5.5 hits allowed. I'm liking these unders. We'll see how they work next. All right, moving on. Last game, best game. I'm kidding. Still last game. We took Sandy over through 2.5 earned runs in this one. He did that for us. Miami had a whole bunch of hits yesterday, but they could not win the game. Today, Angels 165, 8.5 is our total. Sheets wise, look who is hot. 8-game winning streak, 8-2. The Halos are doing work out there. And Miami's not bad either. Look at Miami picking the bats back up, but yet lost 3. Not good. You're facing a buzzsaw named the Angels currently, so have fun with that. Let's look at the numbers. Marlins Angels. Yes, nothing last 5 except for Soriano under strikeouts. That would be Miami. How are you in strikeouts? Well, guess what? I'll show you. They are 5th. I think we got a winner already. If Soriano's really under strikeouts, that might be a play. No, over strikeouts, under might be the absolute play. Let's see. Is he barely hitting this number? He might be. Let's see how close he is. Uh, mm, Over 5.5. Yeah, he is. He is averaging in the last 10, 4.6. Last 5, 4.8. He wants to get 6 in this one against the Marlins, who was only averaging 7.2 in the last 10. Not a chance. You're not getting this hot. You're not getting 6 strikeouts. There's no way. I don't see it. I can't see it. You're averaging 4.8. So there's a winner. Soriano under 5.5 is the winner. But let's keep going. We'll keep looking. Kind of some see stuff. Soriano history versus Marlins, nothing. Angels versus it's Cal Quantrill Day. Yeah, there's a yes. Anderson 400. Moncada has a home run. He's the only one with a home run. Ward is a 556 average. Yeah, you have some options here. You could take the Angels money line if you wanted to, for sure. That could be a good one. I am leaving money line parlays alone for the rest of this weekend, so I do lean the Angels for sure, but I'm going Soriano under 5.5 Ks. We're going for that. We're going to trust the numbers to see how they work today, because why not? I have multiple unders on my list. I never have that, so we'll see how that works. That was the schedule. All the games talked about, except doubleheader I skipped. But hey, you know how it works around here. So tomorrow is Sunday, and we have our usual. Looks like just basic 15 games as of now, and we don't expect any rainouts today. So I appreciate being here. Drop a like, subscribe, check out the HQ right there if you want the plays typed out or access to the spreadsheets for all 5 sports that are up there right now. Yeah, all 5 sports have their own sheet. You can access them all. So appreciate you being here. Let me know in the comments what you're playing, and I'll see you tomorrow on Sunday for some more MLB. Peace.